Welcome to the Gospel Road. We are going to look at Proverbs 21. It says, "The heart is a stream of water in the hand of the Lord. He turns it wherever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked, are sin. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor and a snare of death. The violence of the wicked will sweep them away, but they refuse to do what is just. The way of the guilty is crooked, but the conduct of the pure is upright. It is better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife." I always chuckle when I hear that one. No, I'm sorry. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no mercy in his eyes. When a scoffer is punished, the simple becomes wise. When a wise man is instructed, he gains knowledge. The righteous one observes the house of the wicked. He throws the wicked down to ruin. Whoever closes his ear to the cry of the poor will himself call out and not be answered. A gift in secret averts anger, and a concealed bribe strong wrath. When justice is done, it is a joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. One who wanders from the way of good sense will rest in the assembly of the dead. Whoever loves pleasure with a poor man, he who loves wine and oil, will not be rich. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the traitor for the upright. It is better to live in a desert land than with a quarrelsome and fretful woman. I could honestly say that could go either way. But man, oh, the memories it brings. Hey, precious treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness and honor. A man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the stronghold in which they trust. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. I fail there. Scoffer is the name of the arrogant, haughty man who acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the sluggard kills him, for his hand refuses to labor. All day long he craves and craves, but the righteous gives and does not hold back. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with evil intent? A false witness will perish, but the word of a man who hears will endure. A wicked man puts on a bold face, but the upright gives thought to his ways. No wisdom, no understanding, no counsel can avail against the Lord. The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. Proverbs 21. Again, when we read all these, it's like reading a bunch of fortune cookies, right? Then there's certain ones that just make you chuckle, make you laugh, make you think, make you, again, it's crazy. But then again, when you're dealing with those that are quarrelsome and always agitated and maybe looking for a fight, I mean, what are they pursuing? When you look at here, it says, whoever pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness, and honor. I mean, is that what you're looking for? Are you looking for kindness? Are you looking for righteousness? Are you looking for honor? Is that the type of life that you're looking for? I mean, a lot of times we're looking at the world that we're dealing with right now and seeing how people are treating one another. And I am not seeing kindness. I'm not seeing love. I'm not seeing encouragement. I'm not seeing inspiration. I'm not seeing motivation. I'm seeing those really that are out for themselves. They're out there to get ahead in the world because it's about them, not about anyone else, not about helping anyone else, not about making sure others are doing well. If someone is really downhearted or, hurting financially, how can you help them do better to be better? I mean, either it's helping them find a different job, helping them find another opportunity to maybe give their give them a chance to make a little more money. I mean, again, we are in a world that nothing is balancing out right, which is absolutely crazy. And then you have people that are just shooting off at the mouth saying how things are going to change and how they're going to change things. And the basic economics of it are not even plausible because they're going to make things cheaper, but you're going to make more money. Well, that doesn't work well because if you're going to make more money, things are going to become more expensive. And that's the thing. The world we're living in is becoming more expensive, more pricey. We've got to pay more for different things, but things are not balancing out. So it makes it hard to live. And I'm not saying that it might haven't actually been like this for many years, but I think it's gotten worse. And I think the greed has really taken over. People wanting to make that dollar to really for themselves so they can have the life that they want. And it really does not matter who they're trampling over, not showing kindness, not showing love, not showing, not caring about what it does to anyone else. I mean, I've got friends that are really battling. I mean, they're doing the best they can. They're working their tail off, but things have gotten so expensive. Rent has gotten so expensive. It's not what it used to be. And here again, you even have a generation that has grown up and maybe they've done the best that they could, and their kids are not even being kind to them to understand their responsibility to maybe help out. They just want, me, 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 me. They expect you to do everything for them and give nothing back in return. You need to do whatever it is that you can do for them and give them, support them. But if they're making any money, they're not expecting to have to put back into the household, which that is completely wrong. It's completely asinine, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not going to say I was perfect growing up, and I'm not saying I didn't bust my hump over the years working my tail off. And the thing is, with that, I wasn't making a lot of money, so I was doing the best I can. And I'm not saying that my parents didn't help me, or my mom didn't help me the best that she could. But at the same time, what was I doing to help them? Of course, now tables have turned, and I'm kind of helping them and the plan that they have or plan that they do not have because of life choices. And again, life choices. You got to think about that. How are you going to make it work as you get older? Are you making that plan for retirement? Do you have yourself taken care of for that? We actually had an event last week. Someone was coming through town and it's talking about that succession plan. The succession, you own a business and you're ready to get out, you're ready to retire, but you haven't put anything in gear. You haven't made any plans. You have no strategic plan of how to get that. And you're thinking it can happen in the next 6 months. And sometimes it can take years for that plan to be in place. It's one of those you almost need to be planning 3 to 5 years out if you know when you're wanting to retire, what you're going to do. Either your family is taking over the business, you're going to sell the business, or neither one happens and you're going to have to end up closing the business. You've got to figure out what that is. How is that going to work? How is it going to look? Again, it's one of those things we are not taught. It's almost, you got to think about it. I mean, how many times have we had the discussion of people graduating high school or even college and they have no thought about what they're going to do for retirement? And again, we can debate exactly the issue and why all this came down and why we're in the predicament that we're in. Because before that, you never really had a thought about it. You would work at one job, you'd work there for 30 years, they'd have a pension for you, and you didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to worry about it. They kind of took care of you. But now those pensions are gone. They're not doing those. So now you have to make that plan yourself. Now they might be giving you a match of what you're putting away, but what are you putting away to take that match so you can have a plan, so you are ready for retirement? So when it's to the point that you're not able to work anymore, you're able to do something with that. We aren't taught that. It's not explained to us. So many things are not. And then you get into the world, and then now you've got to figure out what to do, how to do with that. Again, we get taught theory a lot. One thing in radio, we were taught theory, but sometimes theory and application are two different things. This is the idea of how it works, which is good. You should know the theory. You need to know the idea of how things work, that bottom line. But then when you actually you apply that, how do you actually make it work in the real world? It's two different ways of thinking. It's two different ways of doing things. But again, it gives you the understanding of how it works. Now, how do you make it work? And there's certain things, theory and application, that they are the same. This is how a machine works, and here's what you need to do. But we're not always talking machines. I mean, when you're talking about marketing, when you're talking about doing different things on how to conduct business, and sometimes where the theory is laws and other things change that aren't following with that. So now you have to make sure you're in those, dotting your I's and crossing all your T's. Or maybe it's dotting your T's and crossing your I's. I don't know. It's things that we have to think about. It's things that we have to be aware of. It's things that we have to really prepare ourselves for. See, we're always in preparation. Again, we are in this marathon of life. It's not a quick run. It goes on, and we need to keep making that plan as we get to that next mile and that next piece as we keep moving forward. The next checkpoint. Then we get to the next one from there. So you're always planning forward, always looking ahead, looking farther out, trying to look at that big picture. Are you really giving yourself the endurance? Are you able to hold up to make it all the way through? I don't know that I am. I'm not going to lie. Lots of bad decisions, lots of things that I haven't been able to do that I wanted to do and I'm not able to do. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure the way it's going to be when it's all said and done. But again, doing the best I can and just keep pushing forward. And that's sometimes all we can do. Being our best is just doing our best many times. And some people expect so much more than that, and that's not always the way it's going to work out. Proverbs 21, that's what we looked at today. How can it help you be better and do better, be stronger, maybe have more endurance to keep pushing forward? Check it out. If you enjoyed this, be sure to share it with others on social media. We always appreciate that. And, give it a rating on the platform that you are listening to as well. And you can always, when you can find me on social media at My Buddy Jimmy or at mybuddyjimmy.com, all the weird things that I share. Oh, man, we are just in such a turmoil right now, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. I would say that it's getting worse, but then again, I wasn't around 100 years ago, and things that I read and things that I hear, I don't know that it was much better then. We're just doing it different now. Same issues, same problems, but now we have ways to get there faster. Thank you, Internet, right? It's just a different world dealing with the same problems, dealing with the same issues. So we've not solved anything. Nothing's been solved. And sometimes you really wonder if people are trying to solve the issues or if they're just trying to put a Band-Aid on it. We'll call it job security. I mean, you always hear the conspiracy theories when it comes to, not insurance, but when it comes to cures and different things for illnesses. Are they actually trying to cure the illness, or are they just trying to put a Band-Aid on it because they want to make sure they keep getting their money? Yeah. I always say I can be a good conspiracy theorist. I can make up a story. Where do we go from there? We can make it as deep as possible. Proverbs 21. Be sure to see what that can do for you and read that. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.